Hello everybody, I hope you're taking care of yourself at home. Today my classmate Freddy and I are going to explain something about the topic of tense. First of all, it's relevant to know that tense is usually used by speakers to locate a situation to some reference point in time, most likely the time of speaking. As we must know, there are some verbs that don't change their form. That is the case of the verb cut. In those cases, the time could be given by some temporal adverbs like this. Yesterday, they cut the grass. Tomorrow, they cut the grass. There are also verb forms without endings that receive the reference time with the use of some auxiliary verbs. Here's an example of the verb speak. She spoke to me, she will speak to me, she is speaking to me. Tense also is said to be a deictic system. That means the ways in which the speaker can relate references to the space and time to the here and now. Here is a little diagram of that. Past, present, future. Here's an example of the verb see. See, so, will see. Obviously, the act of speaking is in present. There are also complex tenses that permit to the speaker to create an event in the past or future and use that event as the reference point for its own past, present, and future. Here's an example of that. If a speaker in 1945 said, "By 1939 my father had seen several arrests," had seen is the complex tense called past perfect or pluperfect. In this verb, the action of the verb is in a secondary past, but relative to the past of the utterance in 1945. Complex tenses also permit us the creation of a past of a future event. Here's an example also. By 2050, we will experience at least 2 major earthquakes. Here the earthquakes are portrayed in the past relative to the year, to the 2050, but also to the future relative. To continue with this presentation, my classmate Freddy will give you a bit more information about the topic of tense. Thank you very much.
Hello, thank you Edwin and teacher. Good afternoon, or in your case, good morning, right? Thank you Edwin again for your explanation. I think you said all the most important of this topic, but it's important to remark some things that are important too. Okay, we need to remark that this sentence or the parts of sentence are defined by 3 ordinary relations between three points, right? The first one is at the same time, the second before, and the last one is after. This is important to identification because the relation between the reference time and speech time. Okay, I'm going to show you this example, right? I saw Helen, right? The second one is I had seen Helen, and in the last one is I will see Helen, right? They are following the order that I have mentioned, right? Okay, so I think that is the importance to know this. Okay, it is difficult because to remark this discussion aspect, but well, it's important to mention too that in many languages, including English, the aspects tense interact in subtle ways and are remarked on verbs in similar ways, often sharing composite and endings, right? So it's all. I hope you enjoy this video. Be safe and sound.